My name is Philip Martinez, and I'll be reading William Shakespeare's Sonnet 116. Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments. Love is not love, which alters when its alteration finds, or bends with the remover to remove. Oh no, it is an ever-fixed mark that looks on tempest and is never shaken. It is the star to every wandering bark, whose worth's unknown, although his height be taken. Love's not time's full, those rosy lips and cheeks within his bending sickle's compass come. Love alters not with his brief hours and weeks, but bears it out even to the edge of doom. If this be error and upon me proved, I never writ, no man ever loved.
I don't remember the words to this.
Well, good for you, I guess you moved on really easily. You found a new girl and it only took a couple weeks. Remember when you said that you wanted to give me the world? And good for you, I guess that you've been working on yourself. I guess the therapist I found for you, she really helped. Now you can be a better man for your brand new girl. Well, good for you, you look happy and healthy. Not me, if you ever cared to ask. Good for you, you're doing great up there without me, baby. God, I wish that I could do that. I've lost my mind, I've spent the night crying on the floor of my bathroom. But you're so unaffected, I really don't get it. But I guess good for you. Well, good for you, I guess you're getting everything you want. You bought a new car and your career's really taking off. It's like we never even happened, baby. What the fuck is up with that? And good for you, it's like you never even met me. Remember when you swore to God I was the only person who ever got you? Well, screw that, screw you. You will never have to hurt the way you know that I do. Well, good for you, you look happy and healthy. Not me, if you ever cared to ask. Good for you, you're doing great up there without me, baby. God, I wish that I could do that. I've lost my mind, I've spent the night crying on the floor of my bathroom. But you're so unaffected, I really don't get it. But I guess good for you. Maybe I'm too emotional, but your apathy is like a wounded soul. Maybe I'm too emotional, or maybe you never cared at all. Maybe I'm too emotional, but your apathy is like a wounded soul. Maybe I'm too emotional, or maybe you never cared at all. Well, good for you, you look happy and healthy. Not me, if you ever cared to ask. Good for you, you're doing great up there without me, baby. Like a damn sociopath. I've lost my mind, I've spent the night crying on the floor of my bathroom. But you're so unaffected, I really don't get it. But I guess good for you. Well, good for you, I guess you moved on really easily.
Hi. Our next scene is Dramatica, dramatic improv, starring Mac and Aaron. In this scene, Mac is running from the cops and is trying to hide out at Aaron's place. The actors have a minute and a half to act out this scene. Ready?
Josh, man, please, I need you to do me this one solid, okay?
What did you do? What's going on? What did you do? What are you looking for?
Okay, look, I don't have time to explain, okay? I just need you to let me stay here, okay, till things cool off, okay?
Yeah, you can say what's wrong. Yeah, I'll let you stay here, but what the hell's going on?
I'm in a little bit of trouble, okay? I'm just
What is it?
Okay.
In or out?
Okay, the cops are after me, okay? I don't have time to explain. You just...
Why? Why?
Look, I took something I shouldn't have, but I just, you know me, I needed the money.
Again?
I wouldn't have done it if I didn't...
3 times! They finally caught you. I don't know how many times I have told you to stop doing this shit.
I tried to stop.
Tried stopping what?
I
You
tried to
obviously
stop.
fucking did it. Get in this house.
You know how much I look for jobs. You know what kind of shit I went through trying to find something else, but I fucking couldn't. I didn't have the fucking opportunities you did. Okay?
Oh, okay. No, you can't just blame your poor doings on me. These are your choices you've made. I am not at fault. Get in this house and we'll deal with this shit. All right? All right.
Fine. Fine, okay? Just stop. Your neighbors are gonna watch
Time.
us.
Hi, my name's Addie Shelton, and I'm going to be reading my original poem titled Loveless Life. Love is an uninspired dream, a facade for the sickeningly lonely, so desperate to attach meaning to their otherwise mundane lives. I mean, come on. The numbness of your ordinary life can't just disappear simply because of a stupid word. That's all it is, really. A stupid 4-letter word. You may be thinking, then why have people killed for love? Others and themselves. Just to go through yet another box of tissues and cheesy rom-coms? If love is so effortless, then why do we run away? You say you fear loneliness, but also commitment? The bleak, colorless lives of those without a lover is apparent, but it is also the truth. So how can you be so brainless that you crave the warm embrace and affection of another? Ignorance is bliss, they say, but unfulfilled promises are not. Because is it really worth it to imagine a life without them holding your hand? Better to stay away than to await the day that they inevitably leave you.
Hi, my name is Julio Martinez and I'll be introducing this next act. This act features Catherine Orozco Perturba's original poem, The Funhouse. But to add a little more flair to this piece, she's gonna have Meredith here and Downchamber here, who have never heard the poem before, participate in a way. Meredith is gonna be painting while the poem's being read, reacting, showing us her emotions to what she's hearing, and Downchamber is gonna be playing his guitar here as well. So, without further ado, I present to you The Funhouse.
Walk into a house of mirrors and try not to trace your reflection. Stay transfixed, staring at the end of what might be a hallway, where a man is standing, holding a hammer. Step forward and feel for a wall, hands trembling, leaving fingerprints on glass. Take another step and realize you can turn left or right. To the left, the man is still visible. To the right, he isn't. Lunge to the right as if the man shoved you. He hasn't moved from his spot as far as you can tell. Let your heart beat slow to a steady pace and continue on your journey. Down a corridor, poorly lit, a child cries. wailing so rhythmically it might as well be a siren. Ignore it and press on. Look back and realize you don't know where you came in. And the lights are starting to come down. Walk faster, your shoes squeaking on what is suddenly a damp floor. Break into a jog, slip on the wet. Your heart is in your throat. The man with the hammer, surely he's the one coming. Turn around. There's no one there. There's only darkness. And something on the floor is sliding your way. Turn and run. Realize you're at a dead end. Turn and run the opposite direction. Dead end. The wet floor is up to your ankles now. The water is not water, but something cold, black, shiny on the top. Something touches your feet, slippery and alive, full of muscle. Scream. Pound your fist against the reflection. Hope she listens and goes for help. She does nothing but what you do, except her eyes are searching the lagoon beneath you. What does she know that you don't? Look up, and the man with the hammer is watching. Hold a hand out for him to take, and hit the mirror again. He shakes his head, puts his finger to his lips, and whistles. The thing beneath you moves again. The black water sloshes, and he drops a slab of wood over the top of your tank. Don't look down.
Hi. Our next scene is Dramatica, dramatic improv, starring James and Andrea. Their scene is that they have walked in on their lover sleeping with someone else. They have a minute and a half on the timer. You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Who is that?
Oh my god.
Are you kidding me? All this time. I wasted all of that time. Everything I bought you, the house, the car. You were having trouble, you needed money, and I was there for you, and you do this?
Please let me explain.
No,
Please,
no,
Ashley,
you don't
please,
get to say
please,
anything.
I'm so sorry.
Not when you have that wretch in our bed.
So sorry. I'm so sorry.
The bed that I paid for? How long have you been unemployed? How long have I been needing to cover for your ass?
I know.
And you do this? Don't go crying. You always say that I'm the villain.
I'm not saying that now. I know.
When look at what you do. As soon as I step out, I was at work.
I know.
I go to work, I come home to
please,
this.
just let me explain.
You're lucky the kids are not here.
I'm
I would not
sorry.
want them to
I'm
see
sorry. Okay,
Rotten
I'm sorry.
like
I
a
didn't
dog
mean.
on the floor.
You weren't supposed to
How
come.
you always do.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just needed some
give up the
attention.
act.
Because you were at work.
You
Okay.
don't feel guilty over anything. I don't believe anything you say.
know,
I don't
I
care what their
know.
name is, what they're doing here. You get them out. You pack your things and you leave.
Ashley,
Leave
Ashley,
now.
no, I cannot go. I don't know. I don't
Leave
have anywhere
now.
to go.
Leave.
I don't have anywhere
That's
to go.
too bad.
No, I don't
That's
have a
not my
job
problem.
or anything, Ashley. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
When I was
Okay,
there for
I'm-
you
I'm
when you didn't have a job? When I was there and I was
please,
patting your back
please,
telling you you're
Ashley,
doing so
please,
well. I hope
please,
the interview
please,
went well.
please, don't.
Hi, my name is Aaron Carvajal, and this is How Do I Love Thee by Elizabeth Beret Browning. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach when feeling out of sight. For the ends of being an ideal grace, I love thee to the level of everydays. Most quiet need by sun and candlelight. I love thee freely as men strive for right. I love thee purely as they turn from praise. I love thee with the passion put to use, in my old griefs and with my childhood's faith. I love thee with the love I seem to lose. With my lost saints, I love thee with the breath, smiles, tears of all my life. And, if God choose, I shall but love thee better after death.
Hello, my name is Julio Martinez, and this next scene we're about to do is called Zero Practice. It's actually part of a series we do. James Trujillo here is one of our actors. He's going to be performing a script that I wrote, but here's the catch. He's never read the script before. This is the first time it gets to be performed, and on top of all that, we're only recording it once. So this is a one take. So, it's an improv. Not an improv piece, I meant to say it's a dramatic piece. So, without further ado, I present to you Zero Practice.
His eyes were the first thing that drew me to him. Like two sparkling stars in a sea of darkness. I found myself being pulled to him. It felt like the universe was pushing us together. So, how could I not jump at this? We started off slow. I would ask him about what he would do for work, and he would then tell me about the shape of my that's not important right now, because we clicked. We hit it off right away. He was adventurous, very outgoing, and he had to just drag me along on his nightly romps, and I would follow, of course, like I'm his own personal little moon that orbits around him. I couldn't help myself as he made me feel things I never felt before. It was like in those romance novels my mom would leave out in the kitchen table. I would look through them slowly, drawn into the world of these girls who were swept off their feet by these men who were patient, emotional, strong. We moved in together after dating for a few months. It was a big choice for me. I was used to staying with members of my family. I once couch surfed between cousins for a few years in college, so I thought that this wouldn't be any different. My mom and dad weren't happy, mostly because I didn't tell them. In fact, I hadn't really talked to them lately since I started this relationship. But my boyfriend told me that parents would always disapprove of our life choices, and I had to learn to make my own choices. It was a terrifying choice, I'll admit. But he was right. So, I pushed them away, ignored them. It was easier than I'd like to admit. My boyfriend was there, making me feel like I had the sun to myself. I knew I could count on him, that he would have my best interests at heart. I could push everything away, focus on us. Do you ever wonder what it's like drifting out there in deep space? I read somewhere that it's not that cold that will kill you, but the lack of air. Asphyxiate on what isn't here. With the time I had to really look at a relationship, I noticed that maybe we weren't really good for each other. When I tried to ask him a few things about us, he would just reach out and rest his hand on my thighs and draw me in, and I never thought bad about his skills to do that. I loved being in his orbit, but I started to think that I might be trapped in it. I tried testing it out, seeing how far away I could get. I went out on a little day trip just by myself. I left him a note, letting him know I would get back home later, and I'll admit, I was pretty bad for doing this. He tried calling me throughout the day, and I ignored him. I couldn't remember the last time I felt so relaxed. I went down to the beach and just walked along the shore, went out and discovered this cute little art exhibit featuring impressionist artwork. I used to like making art. It was my one escape from the anxieties of the daily grind, the one place where I controlled everything. I could make a painting or a sculpture as complicated or as simple as I wanted. It didn't matter that no one would see it, as long as I made it for me. That is what made it worth it. When I got with my boyfriend, I was so happy to show him what I created before, that I finally had someone I could just share my passion with. I stopped making things a few weeks later. Whenever I looked at the canvas, nothing would come to mind. For the longest time, I thought there was something wrong with me, or maybe I just lost the knack, or I never had it to begin with. This all came back to me in that art gallery. And I cried so hard that the artist came over to help me. The truth was that things hadn't been right for a long time. And now, I was scared of what would happen if I tried to change things. But I had to do it. I had to break free from his pull and throw myself into this vast unknown of space. When it finally happened, it was violent, explosive. He turned into a black hole and tried to drag me down with him, but I was able to cut myself loose. I had nothing afterwards. He took it all. And I had to start fixing the connections that I destroyed. I was alone, set adrift. Yet, I was able to pick up my brush and draw for the first time in months. It was a mess. Colors all smudged together. But I created what I needed. Limitless space where gravity couldn't find me ever again.
Yeah.
I don't need a lot of things, I can get by with nothing. With all the blessings life can bring, I've always needed something. But I've got all I want when it comes to loving you. You're my only reason, you're my only truth. I need you like water, like breath, like rain. I need you like the mercy from heaven's gate. There's a freedom in your arms that carries me through. I need you. Oh. You're the hope that moves me to courage again. Oh yeah. You're the hope that rescues me when the cold wintry edge. And it's so amazing, 'cause that's just how you are. And I can't turn back now, 'cause you brought me too far. I need you like water, like breath, like rain. I need you like the mercy from heaven's gate. There's a freedom in your arms that carries me through. I need you. Oh, yes, I do. Oh, I need you like water, like breath, like rain. I need you like the mercy from heaven's gate. There's a freedom in your arms and it carries me through. I need you. Oh, yes, I do. I need you.
My name is Andrea Gonzalez, and I will be reading A Rose with a Forgetful Face. Some people say that when you meet the one you love, that you'll remember their face. But I tend to forget faces. Their eyes and noses getting mixed together in an amalgamation. Eyes of different colors, a nose with a bump with one nostril too large, arms of varying length with skin tones that look like an artist's palette. The voices, though, seem to sink into my core. A light hint of playfulness with a hidden current of depth. I may not remember the face of the person I love, but I'll follow the music of their voice and find them over and over again.
Up next, we have Chronically Single, written and performed by Kathleen Orozco-Verderber. It is a monologue about the perils of dating, and it is directed by myself and Michael Verderber. Enjoy.
Hello. Oops, sorry. Oh, hi. How are you? Chanel, nice to meet you. Okay, story time. So, it's Valentine's Day, right? February, stupid 14th. The day that all the chocolate in the world is sold out. The day that champagne gets drunk, for some reason, even though it tastes like rotten soap bubbles. The day that every poor woman who is married to a man who doesn't deserve her gets half a mediocre orgasm and pretends that it was world ending. In a good way. But I'm single. I am chronically single. In a permanently banned from Tinder, Hinge, no wait honey, I got this, Match.coms, eHarmony, and Christian Mingle kind of way. You know they're very judgy over there? I can't do it. I've tried speed dating. I've tried blind dates. I've even tried that thing that you do at bars where you just go, oops, excuse me, like it's an accident. It never works. And do you want to know why it never works? If you're saying it's because I'm repugnant, you would be incorrect. And I do not appreciate your tone. It's because people are disgusting. So I'm sitting at this table, right? I'm waiting for this blind date that my friend set me up on. No, we are no longer friends. Thank you for asking. So I'm sitting at this table. I'm watching my straw fall out of my cup of Dr. Pepper. And in walks this guy. Bass Pro Shop hat, camouflage shorts that go all the way down to his shins for some reason, mismatched Crocs, and a beard that has given up connecting to the rest of his face. Walking disaster. Hannibal friggin' Lecter wouldn't eat this guy no matter what kind of seasoning you put on him, you know what I mean? So, he walks up to the table. He picks his teeth, grabs the straw that fell out of my drink, and says, "Let me get that for your hot stuff." First of all, yes, I am hot, thank you for noticing. Second, what the fuck was on your teeth that you just put all over my straw and into my Pepper PhD soda? That soda is more educated than your entire family, and now it's just what? It's infected! Dr. Pepper can't give himself medical attention. Chad! I don't even think he's a medical doctor. Anyways, so I get a new soda. And I try to get this guy another shot. Okay, I try. I'm only human. And you know,
sometimes humans, we get lonely. So I'm sitting there, listening to him talk about mufflers or some shit. I don't know, I wasn't really paying attention. And I fantasize about giving that beard a bit of a comb over so it looks a little more respectable. Maybe up, maybe down, up to the left. Long story short, I don't give a shit about mufflers. And the new Dr. Pepper that I got was flat. So that's what's behind door number 1. For a little while, I went back to the dating apps. Apparently, if you go on Farmers Only or whatever it's called, and you ask them about fertilizer, apparently many of these men will take that as some sort of invitation to send you pictures of their, well, you know, their, well, I'm sure you can figure it out. Maybe I just wanted to grow some of my own herbs. You ever think about that? Perverts? So, somehow, some way, I end up with a date with this guy that I met at a t-ball game. So he's a little promising, all right? He wears pants that fit. He's got no beard to speak of, so I don't have to worry about giving it a comb over. He is the entire lowest bar minimum requirement package. It's great. So, we go to the movies. Because at this point, I'm starting to worry that these guys just don't know how to talk to people. You know, nobody taught them how to make small, medium, large, even extra small, teeny tiny talk. It's all just truly awful political opinions and then pictures of their pee-pees with no warning and terrible lighting. So, we're at the movies, right? And we're having a good time. And by that I mean he hasn't spoken to me in like half an hour. And he's chuckling at some stuff that I'm pretty sure is not supposed to be a joke. But it's okay. I like him a little dumb. And then, something funny happens in the movie. I mean, actually funny, you know? And this man lets out the most horrifying laugh I have ever heard. Ever heard. I'm talking, replace the Psycho theme song with this dude's guffaw and watch the entire movie reach an entirely new level of disturbing. At this point, people are like looking around and shit, trying to figure out who the fuck swallowed a kazoo and who would dare be seen whatever. And at this point, I'm just like on my hands and knees. I'm like trying to crawl out of there. I'm like touching sticky shit I should never ever be touching. And this man, he leans over, he smacks me on the ass and says, "Well, this was fun," and goes back to watching the movie. It was almost polite. If it weren't for the donkey with bronchitis laugh that he had going on. So here we come to the last date. And I do mean the last date that I will ever go on. Because I am going to embrace the cat person lifestyle. I'm talking taking up knitting, going to bed at 8 p.m., spinster, baby. I cannot wait for my herd of cats to eat my face when I die my untimely death in the shower later. Anyway, last date. So this guy on Tinder asks if I want to go get drinks. And I think, okay, low rent kind of date, but who's picky nowadays? So we meet up at this bar, one I've never been to, mind you, and it's, to say it is a dump would be an understatement. It is the bathroom from Saw, with a couple of bar stools and a janky jukebox in the corner that apparently only plays Fleetwood Mac records backwards. Thank you. So, I'm sitting at the bar, I'm waiting for this guy to show up. The bartender comes over. He sets a drink in front of me. And I'm like, weird. So I'm like, excuse me, I didn't order this. And he says, you know what he says? He says, I know. All low, like a freaking serial killer. He's got his hair all in his face, he's all hunched over, you know, like Igor or some shit. So I'm like, look, did someone order this drink for me or what? And he just fucking, he just shrugs. And look, I'm morbid and I'm weird. And I have definitely been on more than enough horrible dates to want to get absolutely blasted drunk at every opportunity. But even I am not going to drink an unknown drink from an unknown person. So, a few minutes go by. He comes over and he sets another drink in front of me. And this time I get like a little glimpse of his face and I realize this is the man from Tinder that I was talking to. This man invites me out to his own bar, decorated with like exorcist girls' vomit and shit. And now he's like, what? He's like not even talking to me? So I try to talk to him. I'm like, hey, you're the guy from Tinder I was talking to, right? And he says, get this. Are you ready for what he says? No. Okay. Okay, alright. Okay, look here, fella. I'm looking at your face. And I'm looking at the face on the profile and, twinsies. So he says, do you want another drink? No, the fuck I do not. I did not even want these two. Which, typical man. You know how like a cat will bring you a dead animal? And then you're supposed to be happy about it? Like they didn't just put a dead freaking bird in your bed? Like that. But all men. So a few minutes go by. And he comes back with yet another drink. This is tree drinks. Count them, tree drinks. This one looks like some kind of Bloody Mary thing with like gross shit floating on the top. And I am done. I am not going to stay here anymore. So I get up to leave, right? And he says, wait, come back. Finally, I think. Finally, this man is going to admit that he's the guy from Tinder, and I can take one of these smorgasbord of friggin' drinks up here, and I can throw one in his nasty ass face, and then I can leave. You know what he says? You know what he does? You don't know what he does. You know what he does? He hands me the bill for the drinks I did not order, that I did not drink. I am talking $64.13. Okay, I'll say it again. $64.13. Top shelf alcohol that I did not consume. He invited me out for drinks at his own bar so he could make money to pay rent on a stall that is not fit to hold livestock. So anyway, that's why I don't date anymore. Oh, hold on a second. My chachi's are ringing. Oh, we're done here, right? Because there's a T-ball game starting soon. Hey, honey, how soon can you get me in for a wet?